Hi, this is Kai, and this is a very special Transformer review. So today I am looking at Holiday Optimus Prime, and man, just looking at the box work, alone, man, this looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, just judging by how Optimus looks here, his tooling, it seems like he's a bit of a retool because he is different than Optimus Primes that we've had. So he's obviously a retool. So I'm trying to figure out which one. He almost looks like possibly he could be... Maybe I have to pull out a few of my Optimus Primes to see which ones he's a retool of, because I just want to figure it out. But of course, right now, let's get him opened up and see what he looks like inside. Okay, so here he is all out of the box. Now, I do gotta say, I'm pretty sure he might be a retool of Transformers Earthspark Optimus Prime, because that's the one he looks closest to, but there's slight differences to it where I'm not 100% sure. But that's the closest thing that I can get to that this might be a retool and retool and recolor of Earthspark Optimus Prime. Now, right away, after that, I want to get into this blaster here. Man, I love it. I've never seen an Optimus Prime blaster be a candy cane before. And it looks good. It looks good. Yeah, it's still pretty standard Optimus Prime ion blaster, but still, I like it. It looks good. And now, on to Optimus Prime. He is not a Peterbilt in this. He is, I can't exactly remember which one, but he's not a Peterbilt. And, he's a truck. But he's not a Peterbilt, though. I know that. And it says Happy Holidays on him. And there is, clear plastic on the front here, which, interestingly, makes it look like he has seats inside. Those are his feet, but it makes it look like it has seats inside. I like that. And it even has one in the back where you can see the Matrix back there. I think that's really clever, too. And they have a little bit of detail in there just to make him look more like a truck. And, man, I gotta say, this recolor is pretty good. And this figure alone looks really good. Unless you turn him over, then, yeah, he's clearly a Transformer. But, honestly, if you weren't paying attention, you would just say that this looks like a normal truck. I do gotta say, this looks really good. This looks really good. I like this a lot. This is a very realistic looking truck here. Other than the fact that this doesn't want to stay in here. But, yeah, I do gotta say, this is pretty good. And moving on to the trailer. The trailer's pretty standard. Looks like a candy cane. There's a little bit of weathering effect, making it look like it's been through snow. And here's the Magnum Opa, the Autobot symbol with the Santa hat. I gotta say, I like it a lot. I like it. It's just it's such a small detail, but it's just enough to add a little bit of flair, you know? And also, when you open it up, it's all white on the inside. Pretty standard Optimus Prime in here. Nothing really too special, and my camera doesn't want to focus on it. But it's pretty detailed in there, even though you can't see it. But it's a pretty standard Optimus Prime trailer from the rest. But the detailing is on the outside, so a little bit disappointing that they couldn't do any detailing on the inside. Maybe just a little bit of dry brushing of some sort of gray or silver would have really made those details pop. But other than that, pretty good trailer, even better truck, and fancy iron blaster. Now, of course, there's no Optimus Prime without him transforming. We gotta transform him. Let's transform him. Okay, so here he is, all transformed. And I do gotta say, the transformation was pretty cool. Usually, Optimus Primes has it where the legs are, the back part of the truck, where the upper body is usually the cabbie. But I do gotta say that this was different. It was flipped around. And I gotta say, this looks pretty good. The head looks a bit big, but given how the chest is shaped, it kind of works, sort of. But yeah, I do gotta say that this guy looks pretty good. But a complaint that I have right away is that a huge part of his legs here are all clear plastic. Like, yes, you know, to get the windows and stuff, you know, obviously it has to be clear plastic, but right here is clear plastic. And, so yeah, on that hinge there, it's clear plastic. So that's a bit worrying. Also, a huge part of the chest is also clear as plastic as well. This whole part here, even though despite the fact it does look really cool when it's glowing underneath the light, it does. You can get a bit of a closer look on the matrix there. It is a beautiful red and green, and it lights up pretty well. Do gotta say, it does look pretty cool. Put that back there. And he does have light piping in his eyes. You can kind of see it lighting up there. It does light up pretty well. So I do gotta appreciate that. Also, the coloring on this guy also looks very nice. There's a lot of red, but very subtle greens and yellows on there to sort of balance it out. Of course, there's some whites in there to balance out the whites on the feet. But the blue on the head looks a bit garish. And I feel like if it wasn't Optimus Prime, it would feel very, very garish. But because it's Optimus Prime, like, you know, it kind of gets a pass. Like, it's a metallic blue with a white mask. Like, they give him a white mask and everything. But yeah, I kind of wish they did something a little bit, maybe make it look like you sort of have like a Christmas hat on or something like that. Maybe that would have looked cool, but of course the light piping wouldn't work as well as it does. But moving on from looks, he moves pretty well. The arms are pretty standard motions. He can mostly go around all the way, but the tires kind of get in the way, which really isn't a problem. That's normal range of motion. There's a ball joint right here, but you can't really move his hand other than a side to side. Of course, his head is also on a ball joint. You can kind of look up a little bit, look down a little bit, but mostly it's just that. Man, look at that and still how much the matrix glows in there. That's pretty cool. And he has a forward, backwards. He has a pretty good spread there. And he does have a thigh pivot, which moves pretty well as well. And he has a pretty good knee joint there. Almost over 90 degrees, but can't really move too much more. And he doesn't go forward too much, which I was worried about with this figure, but he doesn't really go forward a lot, so that is good. And he does have an ankle pivot as well. And yeah, that's really it. He moves pretty standardly. But if I am to rate this figure, I do think he is a really good holiday figure. I think he is. I think I don't know. He's just a really good holiday figure. Like, he just kind of he's just there. Like, as an limited edition holiday figure, he is really good. Because he could have been so much worse. But now next year, I want Bumblebee, but as an elf. I want him to be an elf. I want a green Bumblebee with like little white trim around his arms and stuff like that. Make him look like an elf. I want him to be an elf. I want an elf Bumblebee for next year. I want an elf Bumblebee for next year. I do. And I want Starscream. No, I want a Krampus Megatron the next year. I want a Krampus Megatron. And then the year after that, I want a Starscream Jack Frost. Maybe I just need to do it myself, but either way, I want a Starscream Jack Frost. And that's it. We can, and for other holiday mythical figures, Ratchet has to be the Tooth Fairy. He has to be. I want little wings on his back. He has to be the Tooth Fairy. And I don't know why I want Soundwave to be the Easter Bunny. I don't know why. I feel like that would be his holiday, the Easter Bunny. Yeah, and I want Wheeljack to be 4th of July. I want Wheeljack to be Uncle Sam for the 4th of July. And I want I don't know who I want for Halloween. Who would be a good Halloween fit? Like, just like right away, bam, Halloween. DJD. I want a whole DJD set. I want Tarn as Jack Skellington. I want I want Tri-Res to be the mayor, and I want and I want Helix. I want Helix to be and then Helix can be Shock, and then Kaon can be Barrel, and Voss can be Lock. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody, but that's what I want. Oh yeah, and Nickel can be Sally. I want these figures. Hasbro, rewind and make these figures. I want these figures now. I want a whole holiday collection. I want Cinco de Mayo in there too, just because I think you could do something fun with that. I want it, and I want it now. But anyways, we're getting off track. This figure is pretty cool. He's pretty standard. The paint job is where it's at for this guy. And I would say I'd probably give him a 9 out of 10 because I have a few problems with him. A few. But other than that, I really like him. And Hasbro, listen to me. Listen to me. People spread this around. I want a whole holiday collection of these guys, not just Christmas, just a whole holiday collection of like a bunch of different characters, and I will go out of my way to make them. I will, but I'd rather have Hasbro make them. Okay, so yes, a 9 out of 10 for this guy, and I guess that's all.